Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, as you have seen yourself that the previous commission uh, was like awkward. Even yourself, you can be my witnesses that you can see that there I was dealing with the international issues, not on the surface but on the inner level. So it requires concentration, a way of articulation so that it can be understandable to me and to you. Some words across the proceedings. Sometimes I could not find the correct word to portray a clear glow or glory of what should be conveyed to be understood. So the lack of the words may make the proceedings to even be more or appear more awkward. But what you want to say now is that I want to come up with a sort of a conclusion to what we have been speaking about. Let me remind you that we have been speaking about the English, but my speaking or my speech was not entirely restricted to English, but it was broad outside the range of English. What I was explaining there is that language or our way of speaking may have lost the integral meaning. Could be in English or any other language. But there I was using English, which I hope it is the language that is at the moment understandable across the globe. So I even pointed out why it is understandable or could be taken as trustworthy. I've pointed out the E sound, which, of course, in the beginning of the word English itself, there is E and G. At the end, there's a word called leash. So if you can check those words, the E and G, I've explained it when I was explaining the GE, the word GE, the abbreviation GE, on the name of Jesus Christ, saying, I said, GE is us. And I also explained that when Jesus Christ was crossing to his Father or to the new name, the GE twisted like that, like what we call DNA. It twisted, and from GE to EG. Those who follow me, they know this. I just want to make a clear explanation on this. You can see still on that English, they pursue the same E and G. They put it there in the beginning, but it's more like it's hidden. It's more like it is hidden. If you don't understand the integral meaning of the words, it may be that you cannot see it. But if you know the integral meaning of the words, you may see it. And if there is something that I cannot see and you see it clearly, you can explain it to me and tell me that what I'm seeing is not correct. I'm misleading the people. In the beginning of the words, you can see it says E and G. The G of the GE that I'm speaking about, they made it to they put it in a variation form of G. Variation form. I think we can agree that the ABC, I mean the alphabet, they are the variation of one letter, if I'm not mistaken. The alphabets are the variation of one letter. Those who have researched, they know about this. Please tell us, make comments, and describe the nature of those things, so that people, or support this video by your comments, so that people can see what we are talking about. So what I want to reiterate or show here is that they put E and G, which is the similar GE sound. GE sound is the integral sound. Then you can see at the end they added leash. Leash is the strap or some chain. Let me not just not me. Let me not be that appear or sound dictatorial in this regard, but just put my perspective forth and say they put E and G and say, or in other words, by my understanding, I'm reading that they were trying to say E and G, they have leashed everything tightened on E and G. E and G leash is the leash that tightens everything. Everything revolves around GE. I'm not sure if I am understandable, but they have leashed everything on E and G, which I think is the basis for which all things evolve from. And I think this is one of the interesting things that makes us to look into English in a certain manner, because I think they are still in accordance with the melody, the E sound. They have been deriving things from the E sound. The sound which I can play, you can come up into or turn into a, as if you are dissolving or you are hypnotized, as if you are departing from this universe to the inner world, as if I'm calling to the endness or to the edge. I'm calling to the edge. So E is not necessarily restricted to the English, but I think English played a role in uniting people using this language, which is, I think, integrated to a safe environment or place that is the nature of all humanity. You understand? So we are not praising English, but we are saying a particular recognition can be credited to their work, which they made in meshing the, I will say, the true print or true identity of all. In this manner, I'm trying to make a conclusion. I'm not sure if this is conclusive or what, but what I can say is thank you for your ears. Continue to listen. If possible, share the message as possible. Thank you.